The vast majority of crustaceans are aquatic animals, but many of them have adapted to life on land. The most common ones are woodlice, which often have bright coloration, but rarely exceed a length of 2 centimeters. Terrestrial crabs and hermit crabs are less abundant, but much larger and can weigh more than 500 grams. Among these crabs there is one true giant that makes all other species look tiny. Today we will take a look at the largest terrestrial crustacean, capable of cracking a coconut as well as a human skull. Meet the coconut crab. Despite its name, the coconut crab is not actually a true crab, but a hermit crab that doesn't use snail shells when it becomes an adult. Coconut crabs are distributed throughout the tropical Indo-Pacific region, from East Africa to French Polynesia, but they are typically found not on mainland continents, but on islands. One of the most unusual features of coconut crabs is their ability to breathe air, and for that they have a special organ called the branchiostygol lung. It's located inside the crab's body and is highly efficient in aerial conditions, allowing the crab to live entirely on land without any bodies of water. Moreover, adult coconut crabs don't have any functional respiratory organs besides that lung, and can even drown if put in water for more than an hour. Another thing that was reconstructed when coming onto land is the olfactory system, which includes well-developed olfactory centers of the brain and a pair of shorter antennae. While the longer antennae are primarily used for touch, the shorter antennae bear a lot of hair-like chemosensory organs containing numerous olfactory receptors. Unlike the receptors of aquatic crustaceans, which detect dissolved hydrophilic molecules, the receptors of coconut crabs detect volatile hydrophobic molecules. An acute sense of smell allows the crabs to detect their food at distances over 50 meters, and when they find it, their incredibly mighty claws come into play. Coconut crabs have two asymmetrical claws, with the left claw typically being larger and capable of exerting a force about 10 times greater than the force of a human hand. Such power allows the crabs to crack even coconuts and feast on their tasty and nutritious flesh, but the process of cracking can take as long as several days. Coconuts are one of their favorite foods, but their diet also includes a variety of seeds, nuts, and fruits, as well as leaves and soft parts of fallen trees. Furthermore, coconut crabs are not vegetarians and can use their claws not only to obtain plant food, but also to cut up carrion and hunt other animals. One of their most common types of prey is other terrestrial crustaceans, such as land crabs, which are often quite slow and can do nothing if a coconut crab grabs them. They can kill even vertebrates, such as sleeping birds and mammals, which may not notice the approaching danger in time. Coconut crabs can be found as far as 6 kilometers from the shoreline, but there is still a thing that they cannot accomplish without the ocean. The mating of coconut crabs usually occurs in the summer and takes place exclusively on land. During copulation, the male attaches numerous packets of sperm called spermatophores to the underside of the female. The eggs are laid under the female's abdomen, and their number can reach 300,000. The female carries her eggs for about a month until they are fully developed, and then heads to the ocean. She enters the water, and at that moment the eggs hatch and release floating larvae, feeding on other tiny animals. After that, the female returns to her normal life on land, while the larvae drift in the ocean and grow for about 3 weeks. Then they descend to the sea floor and to protect themselves inhabit snail shells, just like all other hermit crabs. After about 3 more weeks, young coconut crabs migrate to land, and shortly after that become fully independent of the ocean. However, they continue to use snail shells for about 2 more years, until their exoskeleton becomes strong enough. Adult coconut crabs have no natural enemies besides larger coconut crabs and occasionally monitor lizards, so the greatest danger to them is posed by humans. In many regions where coconut crabs and humans coexist, the crabs are considered a delicacy and can be eaten in significant quantities. Their taste is similar to the taste of many other crustaceans, such as lobsters, but also has its own unique characteristics, including a less fishy and more nutty flavor. But eating coconut crabs can also be deadly to humans, since the crabs are capable of accumulating various poisons from their food, including a poison called cerberin. This poison can be found in all parts of the plant known as the sea mango, including its fruits, seeds, and leaves, which can be consumed by coconut crabs. When cerberin gets into the human body, it causes hyperkalemia, heart arrhythmias, and subsequently can lead to death. There are at least 6 fatalities from coconut crab poisoning and at least 33 non-lethal incidents, so it's better not to eat the crabs from areas with poisonous plants. Coconut crabs are among the longest-lived arthropods, and some individuals can reach an age of more than 80 years. However, such longevity is offset by their extremely high mortality at a young age and very slow growth rate. They reach sexual maturity only by about 5 years, but their weight at that age usually doesn't exceed 100 grams. To reach their maximum weight of over 4 kilograms, the crabs usually need from 40 to 60 years. Typically, the proportion of the newborn crabs that survive to the reproductive age is no more than 0.01%. Thus, coconut crabs are slowly reproducing animals, vulnerable to excessive harvesting and habitat destruction. Today they are protected in many but not all countries, and most of their populations are still declining. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share your impressions in the comments. That's all for today, bye everyone!